is science, the number one reason why we are losing second generation Christians. Hi, everybody. This is Nate. I want to welcome you to the channel where we discuss faith and culture from a biblical view. So, thank you for taking your time to watch. Right now, every study out there shows that roughly 70 to 80% of second generation Christians that are raised in conservative churches are falling away from God and falling away from church, which is extremely sad. When you dig down into these studies, one of the things that surprised me the most was that approximately 45% of children had already decided they didn't believe in God by the time they were in middle school. I want you to think about that for a second. 45% of children raised in conservative Christian homes and churches have already decided by the time they are in middle school that they do not have faith or believe in God. Why is that? I don't have all of the answers, but I do believe that our fear of teaching science and showing that scripture and science actually go hand in hand is one of the big reasons for this. Unfortunately, the church in the last 100 years has not figured out how to combat the liberalism and the atheism that has come about through the teachings of Darwin. Since the 1920s, the church has continually pulled itself away and separated from science and government, allowing a humanistic viewpoint to enter all aspects of society, and we have forgotten how to combat them. So with that in mind, our children are constantly being indoctrinated from an extremely young age in the idea of Darwinism and that God is just a myth and a story, that God and science are not compatible. And we have not figured out, and we haven't even tried for the most part, to figure out how to combat this false teaching. And so our children grow up, they are indoctrinated, and all they hear is stories. They hear the stories of David and Goliath. They hear the stories of creation, but to them, that is all they are, and that it is not science. I recently taught a 5th and 6th grade class, and I asked the children, does the Bible and science agree? And most of them said that no, that the Bible and science cannot agree. This proved, at least from my little standpoint, the findings that you will find in most of these studies. I then took the next 20 minutes and we discussed the Big Bang Theory, we discussed science, and we talked about different areas of the Bible where science took hundreds of years and sometimes thousands of years to catch up to the science that was actually taught in the Bible. By the time it was said and done, I don't know that I convinced any of them, but several of them made the statement that when you really think about things such as the Big Bang, they don't really make any sense at all. With this in mind, we need to quit being afraid of science because God created science. Science fits perfectly in Scripture. It fits perfectly in what we see. The Bible fits perfectly with the laws of thermodynamics because God created them. The Bible fits perfectly with observable science. And we need to stop being afraid of it. In fact, we need to go on the offensive and start teaching our children the true science, the science that goes with the Bible, and stop telling them just stories. Because unfortunately, they are being bombarded day in and day out on TV and schools by their friends that God and the Bible are just myths, that they're just stories. Science is where we need to go. This is where we need to fight. This is where we need to make our stand. And unfortunately, we have walked away from that, and it's time to get back in the battle. Thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, we would certainly appreciate it if you would hit that like button, if you would subscribe, and if you would share this with someone that you believe it might be a blessing to. Until next time, hope that you have a wonderful day.